Beast Heart Strikers issue number 2, Masterclass, was written by Lan Pitts, art is by Joe Hunter, color flats were done by Hank Jones, and the lettering was done by Cvetkovic. And I hope this is still recording because my recording is turned off a couple times before. So the first issue of Beast Heart Strikers I'll talk about in a moment. Right now I'm going to talk about the cover for Beast Heart Strikers 2. I still like their logo. I think it's a lot of fun. I love the slash through strikers. But I do not really understand what's going on in this cover. I get there's like the idea of the melon heads being disguised, being secretive, kind of infiltrating human society, but that's not at all where the book went. So I find that kind of funny because my complaint about comic book covers is not matching what's inside of the book, and I would say this qualifies as not matching what's inside the book. So therefore I'm frustrated, and I'll call it out on a Marvel book, I'll call it out on, well, I don't read DC really. I call it out on any comic cover, so this is no exception. I do want to highlight something though, which is that good golly, I need to familiarize myself with all the characters real quick, and I'll do that with this friendly screenshot. So this was from the first issue. There was a group transformation, very, very cool. Let's see, we've got Rebecca, Ryan, Virginia or Ginny. I think I understand more. Interesting. I feel like there was a bait and switch. Then we have Rico and Ben. Okay, there we go. Okay, interesting. So, here we go. Let me see if I can do this. Rebecca, Ryan, Jenny, Rico, and Ben. Okay. So, and in the first issue, we kind of got thrown into the action. There was this great battle going on from the past on a different world, and then we have this stuff with these kids here on Earth happening. Anyway, I like this issue overall. I think the biggest problem for me was that I had some issues with shift in tone and honestly shift in like what was the story. I'd originally come up with this thumbnail or concept for, like my angle for the critique earlier, which is, more striking, less hearts. And I still kind of stand by that because, I was sold on this being a tokusatsu comic book. I didn't realize there would be as much relationship type stuff going on in it, which, I have no problem with relationships. I've been married to my best friend and, the woman I love, for like the, last 11 years. We were together before that for a while. So like, I have nothing against that. But I just wasn't expecting that in my, tokusatsu comic book, and, kind of surprised me, kind of took me out of it a little bit. I like all the, stuff going on with Devilbird, the intrigue with Zalgus. I like how villainous Zalgus gets to be. He, a common complaint with tokusatsu type stuff is having, ineffectual villains and having the villains keep losing to the good guys, and like, how is that sustainable? And, to some extent, it's really not. And it doesn't make sense that, that would be the case, and that's how things would be allowed to continue going. And when his generals, when Kraken and really Devilbird together fail him, he punishes them severely. He looks really cool while doing it with this eye blur stuff that I really like, and that effect appears in a couple other places, but he uses it here. Well, it's used here by the artist, by Hunter, I guess, when Zalgus blasts Chupa as punishment for Kraken failing him, which is good. Very villainous, very nice of the villain to do, to kind of raise the stakes and make things more exciting. And like, I'm almost more interested in some of the stuff going on the villain side because it seems like they're moving forward. But even they have some silly things there, like Kraken has a little heart mug on his desk, her desk, I don't know. But like, that stuff's not, I'm not going to gripe about it and have that take me out of it. A couple things I did notice that did kind of take me out is Kraken's mouth is this little down arrow thing, and so is Devilbird's. And I just don't understand why they have like the same style of mouth. Like, does that mean there's some sort of relationship between them? Probably not. It's probably just a, visual thing as an artist. He came up with that idea and, hey, I'm going to use this again. And then like this Mojo Jojo looking headmaster villain really threw me off. I was surprised by that. I didn't like it, I gotta say. Just it took me out of it too much, and I thought like, oh, this is Mojo Jojo, and I don't know what he's doing here. So this is from Radical Guardian Skater X, which was done by Joe Hunter, and you can see that where there's this Sailor Moon joke here about the bad guys thinking that this is what Earthlings look like, and they disguise the melon heads like this. There's a little cameo here by whatever their names are from Radical Guardian Skater X. I read it a couple years ago, so I don't remember their names. But like, I don't know. It's cool because like there's some sincere stuff going on here, and there's like some actual threat, and like the bad guys seem bad, but then again, like they also seem kind of inept and dumb. So, and the reason I say it is because these melonheads, which are cool villains, they look neat and terrifying and whatever, like they disguise as humans. They disguise them as humans by disguising them as, oh, it's all 5 senshi. By disguising them as the Sailor Scouts, but like they're still melonheads. They're still melon people dressed up in, sailor suits. So like that doesn't make sense. That's dumb. And I get for like a one-note joke, and then they start attacking people automatically. But like I was expecting, especially by the cover, I think I already said it, like, are they going to be infiltrating, human society, and are they really going to become this serious threat? Because like these ones are stronger, and they have self-healing, or accelerated healing, and things like that. And I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. It's like this whole thing going forward. And then it turns out like it's made for a gag, and that plus like how like the heavy emphasis on the relationship stuff kind of it didn't upset me, it just surprised me, and I didn't understand, and like I want to know what's going on with Rebecca, especially because she makes a big revelation at the end of the issue, and like I want to see where the heroic side of it is going. But then again, it seems like there's there's a focus on here with Ginny and gosh, what's his name, Ben, and also like little friend drama between Ben and Ryan, because like he told his dad something he didn't want him knowing, and like I don't know, I've got a bunch of kids. It's not that I don't associate with my parents, but like I'm not embarrassed of people telling my parents stuff for the most part. Like there's some stuff I don't want them to know, but like I don't know, this feels like high school level type stuff, and I have been so out of that world. I'm not single. I haven't been for a long time, so maybe I'm just not the target audience for this for that aspect of it. But I still, with all that being said, I like this issue overall. I don't think it's like I think it's a good progression from issue 1. There was a lot of stuff I didn't expect, but I'm still willing to roll with it. I'm happy to roll with it and see what happens in issue 3. And I gotta say, this indie comic beats J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams' Spider-Man Bloodline. And yeah, that's pretty bad for you, Abrams and Abrams. The art, I have my quibbles with Bocelli as well, so, although I do overall like the art that she does, but I also like Hunter's art here for the most part, so even though I have quibbles with it, so quibbles and bits, yeah, that's what I got here. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say, and I hope that this recording actually worked, and someone's able to see or hear this. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, and share to help me grow. Don't forget to subscribe to keep current with each release. Chat with me on Twitter at MJ_scribe. Visit mjmunoz.com/podcasts to find the multiple feeds in which I analyze Star Wars, tokusatsu, comics, and more. Visit mjmunoz.com/support for links to my Redbubble and Coffee pages, so you can help me keep doing the things I do. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Until next time, be well, and may you find the strength to be the hero you needed in your most desperate hour.